All right, welcome in everyone to another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking all about TikTok.
Sounds good.
I mean, it's fascinating.
Absolutely.
A little confusing sometimes, to be honest, especially now
Especially now, yeah.
with the U.S. Supreme Court stepping in.
Yeah, the Supreme Court case could really change everything for TikTok in the U.S. It's a big deal.
Absolutely. So, maybe you're already on TikTok, love it, hate it, somewhere in between.
Yes, sure.
You're going to get some fresh perspectives on this one. I mean, did you know that TikTok hit 1 billion monthly active users?
Wow.
Faster than platforms like Facebook or YouTube.
It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a true global phenomenon. And,
Right.
when you look at the top suggested accounts, it's really interesting. You've got everyone from, The Rock to Gordon Ramsay to religious leaders and, of course, music superstars.
It's like the digital town square for everyone.
Yeah, it really is.
And speaking of music, its impact on the music industry is undeniable. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just like launching new artists. It's breathing new life into these old classics. Like, remember Dreams by Fleetwood Mac?
Oh, yeah.
Making a resurgence a while
Of
back?
course. That was incredible. I think it was just one video, a guy skateboarding, drinking cranberry juice, and that propelled the song after 43 years
Oh my gosh.
back onto the charts. The power of TikTok.
43 years.
Amazing.
That is wild. But let's be real, there's a darker side to this catchy tune. We got to talk about the data, privacy, and security concerns
Probably.
surrounding TikTok.
Yeah, it's a valid concern for sure. TikTok collects a lot of user data,
Mm-hmm.
but what's really raising eyebrows is the potential access that the Chinese government might have. Their national intelligence law makes it, well, kind of murky.
Right, so that law basically compels companies to cooperate with national intelligence efforts.
Exactly.
So while some cybersecurity experts say, the individual user risk might be low,
Mm-hmm.
the FBI director himself has expressed worries about, potential influence operations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that leads us to Project Texas. This is TikTok's attempt to safeguard U.S. user data. So the idea is to keep the data on U.S. soil, partner with Oracle for cloud hosting.
But even with Project Texas, there are some whistleblowers
Yeah.
who are claiming it's not enough.
Yeah.
They're saying that sensitive data is still finding its way back to Beijing. It's a little bit of a digital tug-of-war.
It is. It is. And this isn't just theoretical either. This has real-world consequences, And especially when you consider TikTok's influence on our culture and politics. I mean, we've seen how it can impact food trends, fashion, all kinds of things.
Well, tell me about it. Remember the feta pasta craze?
Yeah.
I mean, supermarkets couldn't keep feta cheese in stock. And then there's the rise of mid-size fashion,
Oh, yeah.
challenging those traditional sizing norms. I mean, clearly this is more than just entertainment, right?
It's definitely having a real impact. There's no doubt about it. But like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. The Devious Licks challenge is a perfect example. What started as a trend, quickly spiraled into school vandalism and even legal trouble for some participants.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a, sobering reminder that these virtual actions can have real-world repercussions.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's the political arena, right? I mean, remember the allegations that TikTok users reserved tickets to that Trump rally
Oh, yeah, in Tulsa.
back in 2020
Yeah.
to create the illusion of low attendance?
That was a fascinating one. I think that incident really brought to light how TikTok can be used for political maneuvering. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we saw organized groups like TikTok for Biden
Right.
leveraging the platform for voter mobilization. So, it's this powerful tool for political discourse, but it's also a breeding ground for misinformation.
And nowhere is that more evident than in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Right.
I mean, TikTok has become a platform for sharing narratives from both sides, but accusations of censorship and the spread of misinformation are rampant.
Yeah, we saw claims of suppressing pro-Palestinian content, while others criticized the platform for allowing anti-Semitic posts. A really complex situation. And then the resurgence of Osama bin Laden's letter
Oh, wow.
on TikTok adds another layer to the debate. It shows how these digital spaces can amplify even the most controversial voices.
It's a stark reminder of the responsibility that comes with a platform this powerful.
Absolutely.
So circling back, how does all this tie into TikTok's future here in the U.S.?
Well, the Supreme Court case revolves around the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act,
Okay.
which basically empowers the government to ban apps deemed, national security threats.
Yeah.
And we've already seen many states ban TikTok on government devices.
Right.
And now Congress is pushing for a nationwide ban.
So it seems like things are really coming to a head.
Yeah.
So you have, supporters of the ban who argue it's crucial for national security, data privacy. But then you have others who see it as a step too far, potentially stifling free speech, setting this dangerous precedent for internet censorship. It's tricky.
It is. It is. And then there's the potential economic fallout to consider, which is significant. I mean, TikTok's more than an app. It's a source of income for countless creators and businesses.
Right, and that's a whole other can of worms that we need to unpack, right? But before we dive into the economic implications, I think we need to take a closer look at how TikTok is shaping our digital landscape as a whole. It's not just about viral dances. It's about the future of online interaction.
Absolutely. It's about understanding how this one platform reflects the broader trends shaping the internet as a whole, and that's what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive. So stick with us.
We'll be right back. We're back and ready to go even deeper into this whole TikTok world.
Yeah, it's a fascinating one for sure.
We've talked about its rise. It's just crazy how quickly it's grown.
Unbelievable.
And its reach and all those shadows of controversy that seem to follow it everywhere. But now let's zoom out a bit, Look at the bigger picture here.
I think that's important because TikTok isn't just some isolated thing, right? It's like a symptom of these much larger forces that are happening in our digital world.
Like what?
Well, think about it. It's the convergence of social media, artificial intelligence, and that kind of insatiable hunger for virality. It's like we're all caught in this swirling vortex of content, and TikTok is right at the center of it all.
Yeah, we're all just spinning around trying to keep up.
Exactly. And, it's that center, right at the center of the vortex, that's become a battleground. It's not just for our attention, it's for our wallets, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the economic implications of a potential TikTok ban, they're massive.
Ooh.
Especially we talked about the creators, the businesses.
Right.
Who have built their livelihoods on this platform.
It's their whole world. Some people are making 6 figures, 7 figures just from their TikTok content.
It's crazy. A few years ago, who would have thought that would even be a thing?
Right. And now it's a legitimate career path for a lot of people. And for businesses, it's such a powerful marketing tool, to reach the younger audience especially. I mean, a ban would send shockwaves through that whole ecosystem.
It would be devastating for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine the impact, right? It's not just about losing a platform. It's about losing a livelihood.
And it really brings up those questions of, power dynamics.
Oh, huge.
Who controls these platforms?
All right.
Because they're basically becoming essential for economic participation in this whole digital age.
It's a whole new world.
Right. And it all kind of ties back into this tension, this constant tension between freedom and control.
Yeah, for sure.
Because on one hand, we have, these very real and valid concerns about national security, data privacy.
Right.
But on the other hand, a ban could be seen as government overreach, like a form of censorship that stifles free speech, limits economic opportunities.
Absolutely. It's a real dilemma, and there are no easy answers. But these conversations need to happen, We have to be thinking critically about the trade-offs, the potential consequences. What kind of digital future are we building here?
And that's where you come in, listener. You're not just, passively watching this whole digital drama unfold. You're part of it. You're an active participant.
That's right. Every share, every comment that you make, you're feeding the algorithm. You're shaping the trends. You're contributing to the culture of TikTok. It's a reminder that even those, seemingly small actions can have this huge ripple effect.
So as we grapple with the potential fate of TikTok. It's so important to remember that this isn't just about one app. It's bigger than that.
Way bigger.
It's about the future of the internet, the balance of power.
Right.
And the choices that we make as individuals, as a society.
TikTok is, in a lot of ways, a mirror. It's reflecting the complexities, the contradictions of this digital age.
I like that.
We see the creativity, the humor, the connection, but we also see the darker side, the misinformation, the manipulation, the potential for harm.
Right. And it's up to us to figure out how to navigate this whole thing,
Right. Do we embrace the chaos and let the algorithms run the show? Or do we demand more transparency, more accountability, a more equitable digital future?
It's a lot to think about. Those are tough questions, but they're questions we can't afford to ignore.
Exactly.
And as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into TikTok, we want to leave you with a sense of, empowerment, not just anxiety.
Herp, for sure.
Because the future of the internet, it's not predetermined.
Yeah.
It's being written right now, and we're all part of the story.
That's right. So as you're scrolling through your feed, remember that you have a voice. You have a choice. You have the power to shape the digital world you want to live in.
That's a great point to end on.
Stay curious, stay engaged, and stay informed.
And join us for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the lasting impact of TikTok and what it all means for you. And we are back for the final part of our TikTok deep dive. It's been a journey.
It has.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
We've talked about so much, that meteoric rise.
Oh, yeah.
The cultural impact, the data privacy concerns, the political battles, the economics of it all.
It's a lot.
But what does it all mean? In the big picture.
Oh, well, even if TikTok were to just disappear tomorrow, which is still a big if.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Its impact is undeniable. It's going to keep rippling outwards. It's already changed so much.
It really has. It's like a digital earthquake.
Yeah, I like that.
That's shifting the tectonic plates.
That's a good one.
Of the internet.
And those tremors are still being felt, especially in how we even consume and create content.
Think about it. Short-form video is everywhere.
It's the dominant format.
It's everywhere now.
Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, even Facebook is trying to get in on the action.
Trying to keep up, right.
TikTok didn't invent it, but they perfected it.
They absolutely did.
They tapped into something about how we engage with everything online now. It's got to be quick, digestible, visual.
And personalized, right? Don't forget the algorithm.
Oh, and personalized, of course, yeah.
So smart.
Powered by those crazy algorithms.
It's crazy how well they know you. But it's not just the format. It's the whole culture. TikTok has blurred the lines between entertainment and education and activism and
even commerce.
Even commerce, yeah. In a way we've never really seen before, I don't think.
And that's a key takeaway here. They accelerated all these trends that were already happening. The rise of the creator economy and the blurring of online and offline. And it's made us, I think, confront some really tough questions about data privacy, free speech, the role of technology
general
in our lives, period.
Yeah, big questions. It's TikTok held up this mirror to society and was like, hey, here's what you look like in the digital age. Deal with it.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. And how we deal with it, that's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
Do we regulate these platforms more heavily? Do we demand more transparency from the algorithms? Do we find ways to empower users and creators while protecting their data, their privacy?
It's easy to say yes to all of that, but it's so much more complicated.
It is. It is. But we got to start somewhere, right? The first step is just recognizing the impact TikTok has had and continues to have. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's changed everything, whether we like it or not.
Completely agree.
And it's important to remember that TikTok is just one player in a much larger game here. All those forces that led to its rise, that desire for connection, the need to express ourselves, that allure of virality, that stuff's not going away.
Right, even if TikTok does.
Right, exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this. TikTok might be the app of the moment, right? But the conversations it started, those are timeless. It's about the power of technology, the responsibility that comes with it, and the choices we make, as individuals and as a global community.
It's about recognizing that the internet's not some separate thing. It's part of us. It reflects our hopes and fears, our creativity, our flaws.
Everything.
And it's always changing, just like we are.
Yeah. So as you continue on your digital journey, listener, remember, stay curious, stay critical, and most importantly, stay engaged. Because the future of the internet's being written right now, and you get to be part of that story.
You have a voice. Use it.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this deep dive and on the future of TikTok. So join the conversation on our social media, and let's keep exploring this together.
Yes, please do. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of TikTok. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected, and keep diving deep. We'll see you soon.